What's up, y'all? It's your boy C coming back at you with another episode of C's Retro Garage, coming to you from the man cave in outer space here in the free state of Florida. Time to do some maintenance on that dryer. Hate dryers. Stick around. Alright, if you guys saw my other video on dryer repair, I hate dryers. They're like a necessary evil. I hate them. They're a pain in the ass. But don't be intimidated, they're actually pretty simple creatures. First thing, as usual, remove the back cover. Those don't remember, use a good old Makita. My good old trusty Makita here. Those are, I believe they're, I remember either 1/4 or 3/8, I can't remember what they are, just to pull them right off. Now these guys here come off with a, I don't know how well you can see, but it is an 8mm socket. But you should not have to take these guys off. These guys are important, so I'll call the tools out as I go, but you will need that 8mm socket wrench shortly. And I always suggest, just for shits and giggles, just in case, well, you're definitely going to need a flathead. Get yourself a pair of needle nose pliers, or some regular pliers, and then we're going to get to have some fun. So let's look around to the front. Alright, so now you're looking at the front of the machine. What you're going to want to do, when you pull the filter, there is a couple of screws that come here. You pull these out, and this should concern you, at least it concerns me. This is damage from detergent that spills from the bottle and overflows. Look what it does to the machine. Just saying. Okay. But anyway, the reason you don't remove those clips from the back is because if you're right here, well, you can see that indentation here and here, you would slip a flathead just like that, and there's a clip right there. As you can see it pop right there, and then the other one pops right there. So then what you do is you just gently flip this lid open like so. Me personally, I like to kind of guide it on its own. As you can see, it looks like they kind of bent, which means this machine's probably been opened before. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bend those clips so that this doesn't fall back more than this. And then now, as you can see, we're pretty close. There's the drum. You can see that belt is slipping and it's already deteriorated some. If you want to clean off some of this grease, you can. But we'll go ahead and let's kind of fix this so that it doesn't fall all the way back. Let's see if I can squeeze through here and just lay it there. Nah, it'll fall. It'll definitely fall for sure. So we'll bend those metal clips, this one here, that one there. Adjust this so that this thing can stand up on its own, versus you having to get somebody to hold it, or even having to take the assembly apart. And then we'll go ahead and we'll see why those needle nose pliers came in handy, and then we'll go ahead and get into the guts of the machine. As you can see, the lid there is sturdy. Grab your 8mm socket here. There's gonna be one screw there, one screw there. Believe it or not, guys, this is it. This is all there is to it. So go ahead and pull this guy out. I would, if I was you, go ahead and you unplug this. I already unplugged it. And I would put my weight against it, against the front door. This is to keep the tumbler from falling out. So now, you've got the door assembly, which is this guy right here. As you can see, the tumbler takes a dip. Down there, there's a clip, and there's a clip down there. Literally, all you're doing is pick it up and out. Take this, put this to the side, okay? And now, I'll go ahead and turn my light on. Here's your tumbler, you get to see it. Most importantly, you get to see what's underneath and where your problems are. And you can see that pulley is literally touching the machine. That's bent. There's a wheel there. And there's a wheel right there. Those definitely got to be replaced. And then, of course, you can take your shop vac once you get the tumbler or the drum, as some people call it, out, and clean off the motor there to give it a longer life. So we'll go ahead and just pull the drum out. Not too difficult. Pull the drum out. As you can see, it is already somewhat kind of in bad shape as it is. So let me further just move out of the way the door assembly. And with my free hand, you can see how the belt is loose and it's kind of literally just falling off here. So this belt is going to come off. You can see it's already ready to come off. It's already come off. This is why this machine is going boom, 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 boom. So just basically finish getting the belt off. I'm going to put the camera down for safety. Use my free hand to do it. And then we'll see what the finished product looks like. As you guys can see, the roller is all messed up. So you can imagine that big heavy drum spinning on this. Belt itself doesn't look the best. You look at it, in the best of shape. Motor's dirty. Wheels are dirty. We got all kinds of shit that's caught in here. Hair, dust, and lint. And I actually found 2 quarters in here, so at least I made a profit. But you can see, look. So this is the time you grab your shop vac. Oh, one other tool. Get a nice paper towel too. Well, it looks like shit. I know, it's not shit, it's the grease. But just to wipe your hands, because you get shit all over just taking this thing off. So at this point, if you don't have a shop vac, use a dust buster. You can use a vacuum cleaner, that's okay. Do the best you can to clean this. Just remember, this is the most important part of the machine right here. This is the actual motor that turns that drum. You want it nice and clean, and you want it to last as long as it can. For those of you wondered what this thing was, it was literally, you know, sitting on there. It sits on there, something like that. Right, this is where the motor turns it around the. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize. See it? It sits right in there like this. You can see this is already damaged. It's no good. The belt is here. The motor turns it. This spins and turns the drum. I believe it actually turns counterclockwise, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I'm gonna clean this up, make it nice and shiny, and start pulling all this stuff out, and we'll go from there. Alright, we did a little bit of cleaning now. As you can see, it still has shit all up in there. So now we're going to do the wheels. Now just pay attention to how this comes out, because you're going to have to put them back in, right? You can go ahead and bust these. Remember, these are never coming back. You have a fresh set of new ones, if you were smart enough to buy the whole kit. It's a little triangle like that. You should have another set of these in the box. Again, you were smart enough to buy the whole kit. Here's the kit right here. This happens to be a Whirlpool machine, but this pretty much applies, I believe it's all Whirlpool, Maytag, Roper. I'm not sure about Amana, GE. Pretty much it's all the same setup. So if you look here, fresh, clean pulley. Look at that, nice and straight, right? Brand new wheels. Okay, you can see your little triangle clips. Your new, I'm not sure what these are called. I know we used to call these, in the drapery business, we used to call these pinion caps, or pinion locks. So I'm not sure anybody knows a different name to these. And then of course a brand spanking new belt. And I'll compare them when I open them. But as you can see, just look at all the crud. Now, this is probably, I didn't check the manufacturer's date code on the machine, but I believe it was 2015. You can imagine, I've lived in this house for 3 years. So 3 years of this, so at least 4 years of this is, 3 years of this is, you know, my family. But look at that. Now look at how the wheel turns. It's supposed to, look at this one. Probably have a similar problem on this one here. Look how stiff this is compared to look now this one turns well. Pull this off and look what you got behind it still. Look at this. Look at all the just shit that you got there. Look at that. That might be from the previous family, you know. Who the hell knows, man? You know, but that's pretty gross. So here's your other clip. So, you know, you put your other clip in there, and then the other clip goes here. I'm looking at here, compared to this one. This wheel doesn't look horrible, so we can keep these as spare parts because you just never know. This is the old one. This is complete trash. So this you can send to Valhalla. I'm going to take the new wheels. Probably most likely the little triangle clip is going to go, since I'm only seeing 1, 2, oh, okay, there's 4. So your triangle clip appears to be on the wheel itself here, on the new one. Take a look there. Okay. So we'll assemble those shortly, but this is just to give you a look at what you're facing. So don't be intimidated. Again, it's not that bad, and it's not a heavy beast. So feel free to destroy this one if you absolutely have to. If you can salvage it, you should. My opinion. If you can salvage it, you should. Just pull this bitch off. I'm having a little trouble with this one. You would just pull this sucker right off. If I could. Eventually, one day, right? I'll widen it enough just to kind of slide it off. And once I get it off, then of course you finish the cleanup. Man, this one does not want to come off, but I think I got it there. As you can see, it hooks and keeps that wheel in place. And those are your clips. They're not in that bad a shape if you want to keep them in spares, but this will allow you to clean up all this other shit that's here. Try to clean up. If you're going to use these little needle nose, be very gentle. I would kind of just probably by hand, whatever you can, just very gently get out as much dust as you can from the motor. You can shop vac it all out. You could try not too much to mess with his guts, but there were some fur balls and stuff that got stuck in there. So just go ahead and repeat, rinse and repeat the process, and you're pretty much all there. Just to give you an idea, guys, this has actually been the most difficult thing I've had to do the whole night so far. Look at all that. Let's just remove all this hair that was just tied up there. Ended up having to yank it with the needle nose pliers. A combination of that and separating it with a flathead. Clips were not salvageable. But just look at that. All that hair. Remember that wheel before wouldn't spin? This is the original wheel. Okay? Let's take a look now how it turns. Look at that. That was probably our problem right there. But we're here now. Let's go ahead and finish the job. Now I went ahead and just banged this on for the sake of the video. A little trick my dad showed me with these little pinion gear anchors. You grab the socket itself. And you grab yourself just a rubber mallet. Right there and the top. You can see, that just pushed it in a little bit more. But it's perfect. Good to go. Now let's put it all back together after we're done doing it. Alright, as you can see, this is cleaned up. And I remember when I said just in case, the other brand new wheel, shit out of the box, busted. So take the better of the two wheels, give it a turn, make sure that it is turning. Okay. We know this one is good. Okay. Pulley goes this way. Okay, remember the pulley's actually going to come up somewhere around here. But don't be discouraged. Next thing to do is get the belt on the drum. There's not much to the drum. Just pay attention, this felt side here. This is going to go perfectly aligned up to the wall of the dryer. You want to, since I got it inside my kids' room here, you can see what the drum looks like. Eee. Okay, just like a car, make sure that the teeth side are up against the metal, or I believe it's the felt side, whatever they call it. We just know it as the teeth. I've always known it in automotive as the teeth or the spokes. You can see there's a line right there. And just basically exactly as you see it. Don't be so concerned that it's loose. Remember, we're going to tighten that son of a bitch up. Spin it around. This is about the last time this thing's going to be that loose. Okay, pretty much that. That's where you're going to have it, more or less. Along that same line. Okay? There'll be plenty of time to adjust it once we get it back in the machine. You definitely want to make sure, let me get the light on in here, that felt aligns perfectly with the back of the dryer. The reason you see a small little gap there is because it's sagging a little bit. Made use of the attachment for the shop vac to kind of hold the drum up. So now we come down here, you can see how the pulley is. Now some people think that this pulley comes apart and the belt goes through. It's actually not the case. The pulley, let's see if I can kind of get a better angle there. The pulley actually goes up, something like this. You can actually see it. Okay, you can see the teeth part. Pulley actually bends all the way up like so to allow the belt to come up and over the motor itself. And you have to watch it so that it's nice and tight. Now this thing should be really tight. Get a better view from the front. So you can see that there like that. That's how it should look. Right there on the motor. There's your pulley. Okay. Come up. And you want to make sure that the belt is right in line. Okay. Move the belt. Be very careful. We don't want to twist. See, we already twist. Very careful. We don't want to twist. Alright, this is the time to do some final inspection. Check out the seal there. Looks good. Belt looks good. Always remember, flat side goes up, tooth side goes down. Looks good along the line. It's time to put it back together. We're just about done. Okay, so you've reconnected your dryer door. Get some of the shit off of there. You put your bolts back on. Don't be surprised if you got a little gap there. Remember, this is metal. It will bend. You can try to bang it in if it really bothers you, but in my opinion, this is where you really give it the final inspection. You give it a good turn. It should turn, but not way too easy. And also keeping a look at the felt gasket there. And see, look, see? Little shit you got there. Try to get some of this stuff off with the shop vac. Give it another turn. As you can see, it's turning. It's turning beautifully. There's no rumbling. There's no bumbling. There's no messing around. No fussing around. So you just want to give those little spots a hit with the shop vac. Make sure they're clean. You can see the belt. You want to keep it in line with the previous line. Double check it to make sure that it pretty much lines up as is. As was, I should say. Ugh, give it a turn. You should feel any bumps. You should have felt any bumps by now. You can see the belt. It's pretty solid. We'll go back to the ink markings, so we'll know we gave it a full turn. There it is. Okay, so now it is as simple as take your lid, clip, put our screws back in, and then give it the real final inspection. Turn it on and see what happens. All right, we are at our moment of truth. And guys, please always watch your ass with this. This 240 will kill you, okay? So always plug that sucker in. Let's just put it on cooldown because we're just testing. Just testing. So what just happened? We don't know. That's not necessarily failing, it's just learning one way of what is not wrong with the machine. But definitely there was something wrong with the machine. As you saw, the belt was caught into the pulley. That's not normal. The pulley was all bent up. The wheels were stiff. So we got to dig a little bit deeper than that. So I guess it goes back to square one.